my God, yesterday I had an emotional musical day. I decided to make a cookie cutter album by taking all my old stuff. Not all my old stuff, but going through all my old stuff, like far back as 2008, and picking out tracks that I can improve on and add vocals to. Because before, I was just making instrumentals. So I have like all these instrumentals on my Patreon that people have listened to, and on like SoundCloud and my computer, and like 200 tracks. And I was like, I can just make a new album out of like old instrumentals and add to them and use new effects that's with the software I use now. So I started making music, and I was just like inspired to just keep going and going and going. And I was just like, oh my God, usually it takes me like 1 to 3 hours to make an instrumental, but I have all these instrumentals, and I just like add a little thing here, add some things here, change some sounds, and then do a freestyle over it. And I made like 5 tracks from 4 a.m. in the morning to 12 in the afternoon. And I was talking to my roommate, my band member, Chloe, from my band Soul Waves, on Instagram, and Soul Waves Music. But and I was just like, yeah, I made like 5 songs, and I'm just so inspired, and like, I just was feeling it, and something told me, keep going. I forgot breakfast. No, I ate breakfast. I forgot lunch, but I just started working on music again because it was like 12, and I usually eat lunch at 1, and like I was just deep in the music, and I just kept going and I kept going. And then I like realized my alarm clocks were going off because I had my headphones. I couldn't hear it. It was 6:20 at night, and I was like on track 12. So I was like, okay, let me finish this track and eat dinner, take my meds, and get ready for bed, because I go to sleep really early. I'm like an old lady. I'm knocked out by like 7, 8 o'clock, and I wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So technically, the whole day yesterday, I spent from 4 in the morning to 6:30, 7 o'clock at night working on this album. And I call it the Cookie Cutter album, but actually the name of the album is going to be New Plus Old. I'm uploading all the tracks right now to my Patreon, but like I think this album is the best album I've made so far since I started making the music again last year. Like, cause I took 8+ years off because I was like delusional and batshit crazy, but I realized that I wasn't practicing, and I lost my skills with my freestyles. They're very repetitive. I say the same rhymes over and over again, and this album is the same, but you can definitely see the progression of how my old sound was if you listen to my album Shake's Faves, versus everything I put out since then. Started with Shifting all the way up to Lost. Those vocals are so different. My skill set is different. My vocabulary is different. My old music, I was cussing all the time, and I was trying to sound like people on the radio. And the new music is more calmer because I'm calmer. I'm not delusional. I'm not having multiple panic attacks every day. And I'm just like, I'm learning self-care, and I realize I'm disabled. So I talk about my disability. I talk about everything because it's all freestyle. So all my music is like my journal. And just since I started making music last year, again, and up to this year, I'm practicing more and more. And I just feel so happy about this Cookie Cutter album. Taking my old tracks, adding to them, and revamping them, and adding vocals. Because, like, I have so many tracks I can do stuff to. And there's no point in just letting it sit there. I can remix them. They're mine. And I can put more stuff out more frequently. So now I'm going to start, like, incorporating that into my new music. Not just making everything from scratch, but also taking samples and bass lines and riffs and leads and chorus and drums from all my old music and adding it to my new music. And this album is called New Plus Old, because that's what it is. It's the new me plus the old beats and the new technical beat making part. So like I'm so excited about this album. I had a lot of fun. I worked on it for a little over 16 hours and I made a whole album. I'm doing some final editings right now, like adjusting levels, and I'm doing more mastering aspect, but I'm uploading it what I have now to Patreon because that's my early access and I'm really excited about that. And I just want the 3 patrons that's following me to listen to it, and I would hope to have some conversations on my process and what do they think and stuff. So I'm gonna release this album on Spotify and streaming services on a week from now. I'm gonna release it on July 10th. So go to Shake These Beats on Spotify, follow, listen to my old stuff, and then when this one comes out, listen, then come back here and tell me what you think. I'm really excited about it. I had a lot of fun making it. I think it's a really good album. It's probably the best album I put out since the pandemic. Since the pandemic started. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys are excited. I'm just like really feeling a lot better because for the last like half a week, I've been really down because I'm just so tired of struggling every day. If it's not my mental illness, it's not finances, it's everything. Like my life, I struggle every day. And I know that's what a lot of people are going through right now. And then I made the Lost album and I talked about stuff I lost. And it's just like, I needed something to inspire me to be my normal optimistic self, because being optimistic and hopeful and cheerful is a coping mechanism. It's a survival mechanism because my life has always been full of uncertainty. So being optimistic, being hopeful has kept me going forward, and it makes me happier in the moment because I know the next moment might be better. So I was spiraling into the darkness, and something told me to work on music at 4 in the morning, and I just had so much inspiration, and I just totally was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep working on this album and make song after song, and I'm just so excited, and I really had a lot of fun making it. Yes, I worked and I was at my computer for 16 plus hours, but you know what? This is what I want to do as my day job, music and art. So 16-hour shifts on something you really love is okay. Totally okay. So I just made little snippets of videos that I'm going to link to each track for the Patreon. So I'm going to start uploading that. And I'm going to submit this album to streaming services so it release on the date I want it to release. And I'm really excited. I'm still working on getting 50 followers on Spotify by August. I went from 24 to 33 in the last week. So thank you, all my new followers. You guys are fantastic. Those who haven't followed or listened to my music, it's all freestyle. I make my own beats. I do my own editing. And it's Shake These Beats on Spotify. So go over to Spotify. Check out my music. If you like it, follow. Follow Shake These Beats. All right, thanks. Oh yeah, remember, self-care is important. Rest is needed to be stronger. Your muscles, when you exercise, you tear them down, then you rest. They build back up and you're stronger. And that goes for every aspect of your being. You break it down, you rest, and it builds back up stronger. Like my music, I rest, I came back, and I'm building back stronger. And it's fantastic, and I'm gonna keep growing, and that's what this whole new album is gonna be about. Moving forward, keep growing. That's kind of the theme of my life with the mental illness, is moving forward and keep growing, because that's what we all need to do. You never stop growing. you age, you learn, you teach. And it's just really fun because if you enjoy learning, it just makes life that much more enjoyable. So rest when you can, learn when you can, and teach when you can. And love. Love is the answer. Love yourself, love your lovers, love the world. Love the possibility that the world can be better. Love. So, self care is important. What are you doing today for self care? Comment below and let me know what you're doing for self care today. Rest. Peace. Bye, loved ones.